Here we are, 2024 New Year's Eve, just over our 1 year anniversary of all this of this channel. I can't thank you guys enough for all of your support. And tonight, a little impromptu stream where I will share with you guys a special announcement I've been working on for a long time. And just before we get into it, I could not have done this without you. So I appreciate all of your support here on this New Year's Eve, and let's get this started.
Jets, Jets, let's go.
Jets wide receiver Wesley Walker. Wesley, how you doing today? ESPN writer Mr. Rich Cimini, Jets reporter for The Athletic Mr. Zach Rosenblatt, Hall of Famer and Jets legend Mr. Marty Lyons.
Your host, Connor Law.
Hello everybody and welcome in here on 2024 New Year's Eve, 9:33 p.m. over here on the East Coast. Hope everyone had a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Holidays, and I hope everyone is having a great New Year's Eve today. We are here to share a very special announcement. We're just past our 1 year anniversary of the program, and I appreciate you guys all of your support. Normally I'm on here, we're all talking Jets, we're all interacting in the chat. I think this might be one of our first shows together where, it's not Jet related. We're kind of making, a personal connection, so to speak, and a huge channel update. So before we get into it, we couldn't have done any of this without you. So I really appreciate all of your support. I mean, what we accomplished in just 1 year was absolutely crazy. Over 1,000 subscribers. We got fully monetized. We launched our membership program. Personally, I got a job writing for Jets X Factor. It was a great year for me. I hope it was a great year for you guys, but most importantly, it was an incredible year for the channel, and we're not stopping here. 2025 is going to be a huge year for this channel. A lot of special plans incoming. Before we get into the main point of tonight's stream and, breaking our huge announcement that we have about the program and myself, we're going to say what's up to everyone in the chat, but we got 2 new members here of the channel. Our guy Daniel Berry Sports Highlights became a member alongside Mother Effing Chew. I really appreciate you guys. Appreciate all of your support here on the show, and it means a lot that you guys are supporting the show through a paid way, becoming a member. Appreciate all of your support. BC, appreciate you tuning in, and, good to see you in the chat, of course, coming in early. You see, I got our guy Alan coming in early, as well as Mr. Long finally turning heel. It would be glorious. Happy New Year. No, Alan, not leaving the Jet fan base. I'm not leaving the Jet fan base. Don't worry. That's not what it is. That is not what it is. I'm still, I'm riding or dying with this team. This team is going to be my favorite team through thick and thin. If this playoff drought extends beyond 30 years, which I hope is not the case, which, there's potential for there to be a path, I'm still rooting for this team. I ride and die by our New York Jets. But before we keep it going, we got our guy DB94 coming in with 5 gifted memberships. If you hear your name called, you are now a member. Delusional Jet fan, Mike B. Hi-Ho Jets fan, Daniel Murphy, B. Says, Shadow Realm, DB94. Appreciate you tuning in, and I appreciate all the memberships. Now we got what is that? 7 new members already here on this show. We're just 6 minutes in. Keep the memberships flowing. Appreciate all of your support. You just click those 3 icons if you want to gift, but the free way to do it, which also helps us just as much as smashing the like button, that exposes the show to a ton of other new listeners. So appreciate all of the support and appreciate the memberships. Our guy Hep tuning in. Hep, hope you're having a great New Year's Eve. Appreciate your support. Homeless Dorito, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you as well, brother. Appreciate you tuning in. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights, good to see you in the chat. Dick Chimneys Burner, good to see you. Hope you're having a great New Year's Eve. Tony Crack, good to see you in the chat. Hope you're doing well. Let's see who said hi to our guy Mother Effing Chew. Hope you're doing well. Caden, take that hat off and switch it for a Knicks. Caden, appreciate your support. You mean a lot to me, but nope. Just like I'm riding and dying with our New York Jets, I'm riding and dying with my Brooklyn Nets. Go Nets, go Jets. That's the spirit. Charles Gorman, appreciate you and appreciate you tuning in. Hope you're having a great New Year's Eve. Dano Jets, good to see you in the chat, everyone. Be sure to go over to subscribe to Dano. Great Jets content every Friday night in the Danger Zone, so be sure to go check him out. Let's see, Connor, did you see that Lazard will be personally dropping the ball tonight at 11:59 p.m.? No, but he's the second highest drop rate in the league, so I wouldn't be I wouldn't be surprised there. I wouldn't be surprised. And wow, we got another 5 gifted memberships in the chat from our guy Mother Effing Chew. Wow, I really appreciate all of your support tonight. This means a lot to me. So let's see. If you hear your name called, you are now a member. Sovacito, our guy Dylan Terraman is now a member over here. The big fella, Boring Sober Guy, and Benny Baboon. Mother Effing Chew, appreciate all of your support, and I appreciate you tuning in here on this New Year's Eve. Let's see. Our guy Jigga Man Porto Celso tuning in. Happy New Year, Connor. Jigga, Happy New Year to you as well. Hope you're doing great. Appreciate all of your support. Wow. That was just a crazy first 7.5 minutes of the show. I appreciate you all gifting memberships. Keep it going, but I think it's time for the big announcement here. And, I know I mentioned it earlier, but I really cannot thank you guys enough for what you've done for me on this channel through 1 year, all of the support that you guys have shared. And that's what allows me to, do these giveaways, create daily content for you guys, do my best to cover this team despite the awful record. Like I said, come on here every day. And that's what you guys really keep me going. You guys push me through the tough times as being a Jet fan. And it's always great to see that we've built a community here together, which is something really special. So we can all, come in here and talk Jets, whatever. I'm really trying to build it in so it is this, safe space. You guys could really do whatever you want. Throw it in the chat. It doesn't even have to be Jets related. It's just my whole thing is I want to build a community, and I'm really, I've been really pleased with what we've done in just a little over a year. So I appreciate all of your support. I can't thank you guys enough. Talking Jets with Tigo. Tigo, appreciate you tuning in. Everyone go sub up Tigo. Great Jets content. DB94, really appreciate you. Keep doing your thing, Connor. Happy New Year. That means a lot, bro. Hep, Connor, you're the future brother. Hep, appreciate you tuning in. And now, barring any, last second memberships, comments in the chat, it's time for our big announcement. Now, this is something that has been in the works for a while, and it wouldn't be able to happen without you guys. It's something that has taken a lot of time, something, that I'm hoping you guys would like. If you guys, well, before we get into it though, I don't know if you guys saw, we launched a Discord yesterday. I know some of you guys are in it, but if you haven't already, I'll throw that in before our big announcement. Join the Discord. I mean, it's a great place. We launched it yesterday. I think I already have 12 or so of you locked in here, but please join it. It's a great space, exclusive channel updates. It's completely free space to share your Jet takes, interact with other Jet fans. So here, click that link, join the Discord. We would love to have you, but here we are. The big announcement is I am super proud to announce that the NY Flight Jets Talk merch store is freaking live, baby. Let's go. I appreciate all of your support. We would not have been able to do it without you, and here it is. I'll share some of the items we have. We have 14 items, up in the merch store right now. Of course, more to come. I'm going to drop it in the chat so you guys could take a look. Here we go. We got the mug, we got the tumbler, we got the pint glass, we got the stickers, we got the golf polo, we got the hat, the dad hat, the bucket hat, trucker hat, another trucker hat. We introduced our second variation of the logo, as you can see here on one of the trucker hats. T-shirts, hoodies, non-hooded sweatshirts, just tank tops, everything. So I appreciate all of your support, and we would not have been able to launch this merch store without you guys. We'll be doing giveaways here on the merch store as the show, as the year progresses. So I appreciate all of that. I'm going to drop the link here in the chat if you want to get some merch. It would really mean the world to me on this New Year's Eve if you guys can go out and support the show by copping some merch. I'm going to drop it, and then we are going to pin it in the chat. Here we go. Boom, there it is. I'm about to pin it at the top of the chat. That is the link to our new merch store. I would not have been able to do it without you guys, so I appreciate all of that. Go in, buy, a variety of things in there, so please go in, show the support, buy some merch. It would really, really, really mean the world to me here on this New Year's Eve. Appreciate all of your support. That's why I went live tonight. That's what I wanted to bring to you guys. I would love for you guys. I'll drop the call-in link in here as well. You guys want to call into the show? It's a fun night. We're here on New Year's Eve. Doesn't even have to be. We'll talk Jets too. Want to call into the show? Please do so by clicking this. And obviously we got 12 memberships today. So, wrong link there. Sorry. Let me go back. Please call in, guys. That would mean a lot on this New Year's Eve if you guys are around to do so. And then the merch store, please go in there and buy something if you guys are able to. It would really mean a lot to me and the show. That's what allows us to continue to grow here on this NY Flight Jets Talk program. Let's see, you want to call into the show, please do so. Click the link I just threw right in there. The chat, the merch store is pinned. We got 12 memberships though, and it's the holiday season. It's New Year's Eve. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to launch out some memberships here because you guys gifted 12. So we're going to go ahead, holiday season. I'm going to go ahead and match those. Let's see, we got 10 memberships. Boom. Then we'll gift the other 2 right now. Stand by. All right, last one is incoming. Boom. We got it. Appreciate your support. Appreciate you all tuning in. You want to call into the show, pin comment in the chat. We're going to be taking all of your calls tonight. So do you want to just click it, hang out, talk some Jets? I see your comments in the chat. Keep throwing them in there. We'll get to all of your comments in the chat, but you can always call into the show. It's a great way to support us here on this program. Let's see. I see some comments. Yeah, appreciate all of you guys. Let's see. Those memberships I gifted. Your name called. You are a member. Tony Crack, Dano, Jets, Oscar, The Grouch, our guy, Gator, McCluskey, Allen, Jersey Jet, D. Van G, Extinguish the Guilt, Peter Castro, Johnny Boy, Thomas Cross, and our guy Nate are all new members of the channel. See Nate coming in said, I missed the announcement. What's the good word? Nate, appreciate you tuning in now, of course. So we've officially launched the NY Flight Jets Talk merch store. Nate, we wouldn't have been able to do it without your support. Your support has been unwavering, which I really appreciate, and everyone's support here on this show. So the merch link is pinned at the top of the chat. It would mean the world to me if you guys could just go in and buy some merch. A variety of options and more options to come soon. So the merch link is pinned at the top of the chat. Like I said, it would mean the world to me if you guys could go in there and buy some merch. I really appreciate it. Let's get to your calls. We got our guy Charles joining us here on the show. Charles, what's going on?
Yeah, hold on 1 second, Connor. I'm going to type something real quick on the Discord.
Yeah, all right. Good. You guys want to call in, get on air just like Charles. Please click the pinned comment in the pinned comment. It's not pinned, actually. The merch link is pinned. I'm going to keep throwing it in there. Let's see.
How you doing, kid?
Charles, I'm doing
New Year's Eve so far.
I'm doing well. How are you?
Watching the Penn State Boise State game. So far, it's a good game.
Nice. Yeah, I haven't been. I was just getting everything set for the merch, obviously tonight. So I knew the launch was good.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Charles. It means a lot.
So you're a Nets fan, huh? Well, I used to be a Nets fan myself.
Oh wow.
Well, during my time, the Nets were in New Jersey.
Yes.
And what got me into the Nets at that time was Vince Carter, who's a Hall of Famer, and Brooke Lopez, who I think is still on the Bucks with Giannis Antetokounmpo, whatever the hell his last name is.
Yeah, Giannis. That team's a good team right now. It's crazy to think.
Oh, they are a good team. They won the championship.
Just from from a roster standpoint too. You got a guy like Giannis. You pair with Chris Middleton. Chris Middleton's obviously on the roster, but I meant to say Brooke Lopez there. Brooke Lopez, he's on the older side, and he still could play. Are you still a Nets fan since they moved to Brooklyn in 2012?
No, I know the Knicks owner isn't that well regarded, but I do like the direction the Knicks are going to. I mean, they have a good front office. They have a really solid coaching staff, and they have a really good plethora of players.
For sure.
I mean, you got Jalen Brunson, who's a stud. Josh Hart, who's a stud. Karl Anthony Towns, who's a dog. You got McBride, who's got some skills. You got Auganobi, who's got some skills. They got some good players, and Mitchell Robinson hopefully comes back and stays healthy.
Yeah, for sure.
The Knicks have a good team. This is the best the Knicks have been these past few years in quite a long time. And honestly, I'm a huge fan of Tom Thibodeau. I think he's a very good coach. He used to be the coach of the Bulls with Derrick Rose in his prime, and how good Derrick Rose was in his prime with the Bulls. He was amazing with the Bulls in his prime. But we'll see what the heck happens right now. It's I'm just hanging in there. I did do a show myself today.
Nice. That's good to hear.
That was a great throw catch. What was it at?
I said nice. That's good to hear. How'd your show go? And then any thoughts on the Jets right now, where they stand? You want to see a Tyrod Taylor start next week? You want to see Aaron Rodgers start next week? Where are you with the state of this team, and where do you sit in the head coach and general manager search?
Right now, my show's doing good. I just gained a new subscriber. His name was Italian Stallion, like Rocky
Congrats.
Balboa. I got 161 subscribers so far.
Nice.
I'm keeping it up. I don't have as much as you, kiddo, but hopefully I'll get there eventually.
It takes time. It takes time for sure.
Stay he's consistent. Walking in, baby. No one's walking. Go in, baby. Go, 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 go. Touchdown, Boise State.
Nice.
Boise State's catching up. Anyways, who I want, my number one choice of a head coach is Brian Flores. Some people are like, oh, he burned bridges. Listen, I don't care. He's a good coach. His last 2 years in Miami were very good. People wanted him to take a dive as rookie, but he was like, no, I'm not having any of that crap. They won 5 games his first year. He won 10 games his second year, won 9 games his third year. And the Dolphins decided to be a bunch of softies because they rather favor the player than the coach, and they fired Brian Flores. Just because you fire a coach doesn't mean it's a smart move. I mean, look, I am sure you've heard of the legend of Chuck Noll and Terry Bradshaw.
1,000%.
Chuck Noll and Terry Bradshaw. I'm getting a new computer soon, so bear with me. Chuck Noll and Terry Bradshaw didn't see eye to eye, yet they knew what was best for the Steelers, and they ended up winning 4 Super Bowls in 6 years. Bill Parcells is one of my dad's favorite coaching icons of all time, and Phil Simms always didn't see eye to eye, yet they did what was best for the Steelers. For the Giants, excuse me. You got to put your differences aside for the team. And look, I'm not saying Mike McDaniel is a terrible coach, but I don't think he's exactly a great coach. Look what Brian Flores has done. He was an assistant coach for the Steelers for 1 or 2 years. Now was a defensive coordinator for the Vikings, doing a hell of a job with their defense. As for who I want as the GM, I'm still thinking about it, but I would like Brian Flores, but I wouldn't mind Mike Vrabel. I don't want Rex.
Okay.
I'm not anti-John Gruden personally, but I don't think he would be. I think bringing him in here will cause a lot of negative stigma because of how he got fired from the Raiders. But personally, my number one choice is Brian Flores. Number 2 right now would be Mike Vrabel at this point, but I would love Brian Flores. I think he's a very good coach. He had a very good defense. I understand he struggled finding a good offensive coordinator. Personally, even though the offense hasn't been that great these past couple of weeks, the play calling has been somewhat better under Todd Monken than it was under Nathaniel Hackett. So I would say Todd Monken is the offensive coordinator right now at this point. But in terms of who I want the Jets to draft, you know what? I really like this. I know we could go offensive line. Hell, I wouldn't be upset the Jets go tight end. I know he dropped the pass earlier in today's game, but he's a big dude. Tyler Warren is 6'6", 260 pounds. He's an All-American tight end. Name me the last All-American tight end the Jets drafted.
I don't know at this point.
That would be Dustin Keller from 2008. He was
that's not surprising.
At the University of Purdue.
Okay. Yeah, that's not surprising.
Dustin Keller was one of my favorite. I mean, he's not in my top 10, but he was one of the Jet players I really liked growing up as a Jets fan. And I know a lot of Jet fans don't want me to say any positive things about Sanchez, but he was one of Sanchez's, if not Sanchez's, favorite target when he was a Jets quarterback because he was good hands. He rarely dropped the football. He ran good routes. He was a great blocker. Unfortunately, injuries derailed his career, especially with the Dolphins when he tore his ACL in a preseason game.
Yeah, for sure. Dustin Keller was a great tight end with this team, and you got to hope the Jets can get this head coach hire right this offseason, get the GM hire right, and boom, there's talent on this team. There's no question about it. A few years with good coaching, this team is competing for a playoff spot at home next week. Like, you get a good coach in here, you still have so much young talent. You hit on a quarterback in a year or two. And I think this
absolutely, I totally agree with you.
It's primed to have success. Charles, I really do appreciate the call. You got any final thoughts?
Just enjoy the new year. You're still in school, right, kiddo?
Yep, of course.
Middle school or high school?
8th grade, so last year middle school.
Well, wish you the best of luck, young fellow.
Appreciate it.
Cool, hit them books, and keep doing what you do best, kiddo.
Charles, appreciate your call, and I appreciate all of your support here on this show. You guys want to call into the show, the link is in the chat. Click that. We'll get you right up on the screen, talk some Jets and more. Our guy, Mother Effing Chew, bought the coffee mug. Chew, I really appreciate not only the memberships, but you purchasing an item over in the store. You guys want to do the same thing, go over and purchase an item in the merch store. Here it is. Let's get it up. We have a ton of items. The link is pinned at the top of the chat. You got a mug, which Chew ordered, the tumbler, the pint glass, stickers, golf polo, dad hat, bucket hat, trucker hat with the alternative logo, trucker hat with our main logo, soft style t-shirt, hoodies, just a regular overall sweatshirt, tank top, and then a dual-sided tank top. So Chew, I appreciate your purchase. And if you guys want to purchase any of our items in the newly released merch shop, click the pinned comment in the chat. It would really go a long way, and I really do appreciate it. We're going to wrap up here shortly. Get your final questions, comments, thoughts in the chat. Keep the questions coming. Keep the comments going. Last chance to call into the show if you'd like to. Click the pinned, not pinned. I'm used to saying pinned. It's the link in the chat if you guys want to call into the show. I appreciate all of your support here. Let's see. Where did we leave off? Leon, because I saw you on Richie's show. Howdy from Perth, Australia, almost 11 hours into 2025. Leon, I appreciate you tuning in, and I was happy to hear you found me from Richie's show. Richie is an awesome guy. I was on his show right before the season. Richie's a great dude. Make sure if you haven't already, go sub him up. Jets Media. Let's see. You said Dano. BC's a Lakers fan. You said go Lakers. All right. Jets Worldwide, congrats on the merch store. Connor got to finish New Year's Eve's tradition of watching the Big Lebowski. Jets Worldwide, I'm sure that I think this is Snowball, and then Johnny uses his other account. Snowball, appreciate you tuning in, and I appreciate all of your support throughout. Since we first launched the channel, you were one of our first listeners, so I do really appreciate it. Go make sure you subscribe to their channel. Just started a few months ago. Jets Worldwide, they do Match Game. They do Jets therapy sessions every Friday night. Be sure to go check them out. Caden, have a good night. Enjoy the rest of your New Year's Eve. Appreciate it. See, I saw a few questions earlier on that we did not get to. Benny came in. Mother effing Chew, good looking out on the membership. Happy New Year, Jet fans. Better days are ahead. Benny, appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate all of your support. I saw some comments earlier. Here it is. Caden, do you think Michael Carter will be a good cornerback too? With DJ Reed leaving, I think Michael Carter II is going to stick to what he's been doing if he's able to stay fully healthy and not get injured. He is going to be the lockdown guy for the Jets in the slot, which he was in 2023. Unfortunately, this season, he's really been dealing with a lingering ankle injury. Next season, I think he's going to go back to really that main slot role. A few names to look out for to really fill in for DJ Reed is I expect Brendan Eccles to sign a multi-year extension with this team, a nice 3 or 4 year deal. Expect him to set up, but a name I'm watching in the draft if the Jets want to go cornerback early is Will Johnson from Michigan. He's a really interesting prospect, great cover corner, great corner overall. If he's there wherever the Jets fall, whether it's 6, 7, 8, 9, I think he's a top candidate for the Jets. So this is a good question here, Caden. I think it's kind of a mix of Brendan Eccles and a younger guy. Someone they're either going to sign in free agency or Will Johnson if they want to go the draft route. So I don't know if it's just going to be Michael Carter, and I expect Eccles to be And Mother Chew said the same thing. MC2 is a nickel corner, so no, I don't. Yeah, that's what I just said. So yeah, we're on the same page there. Anyways, appreciate you tuning in. I'm going to wrap this up here shortly. Last chance to call into the show. Last chance to get your final thoughts in the chat. And then if you're just joining in, because I know we have just had some people join me, the big announcement was we launched the merch store. So if you want to buy some merch, it would really mean the world to me if you just click the pinned link at the top of the chat. We have a ton of different items, 14 items in there so far. Definitely more to come, and we'll in future shows, we'll be raffling off items. We'll be giving away some items. So I know Mother effing Chew, you bought the mug. Dano said he's buying a shirt, so I appreciate you guys. And if everyone else watching wants to do the same, it would really mean the world to me. Click the pinned link at the top of the chat to purchase some merchandise. Our guy Chew coming back in. I would definitely be on board if the Jets drafted a CB in the first next year, lock up the outside forever. Yeah, I think that's what the Jets thought they were getting in Sauce, and he had that start to his career, the 2 first-team All-Pros back-to-back. Now you look, and I don't feel comfortable paying him right now just based on the season he's had. I think you accept his 5th-year option at the end of the year, and he needs to show that he could bounce back next season before you sign him to a multi-year deal. That's where I stand, but Sauce on a bounce-back year. And then you bring in a guy like Will Johnson. I think that's pretty much lockdown defense right there. That's an elite tier defense. This team needs several pieces on the defense, though. It just doesn't stop there. I think you need to completely revamp the safety room. All 4 of the safeties, Chuck Clark, Ashton Davis, Tony Adams, and Isaiah Oliver, all 4 free agents. I think you get rid of all of them. Maybe bring Tony Adams back on his ROFA tender for less than $1 million and then completely revamp. I think that's the only route. If they want to go a safety route, though, Malachi Starks is a name to watch from Georgia. If they want to go safety that high in the first round, I'm just not a fan of going with a safety that high in the first round. Our guy DB94, do you think the Jets will give Sauce $25 to $30 million a year? I think I basically answered that question a few seconds ago. Not right now. I think he needs to show me that he can bounce back after what's been a rough season. If he could bounce back next year, then I would consider it. If he has another All-Pro campaign next season, like he did the first 2 years of his career, I'd give him the money, but he needs to show me he could bounce back. I would not pay him that tonight. That's where I stand. That's my bottom line. Let's see. Chew, pay Sauce. He's elite. If you get a winning culture, Sauce will rise. He still needs to show me he could bounce back, though, after a rough season. Garrett, out of that class right now, Chew, Garrett is the only one I feel comfortable paying. That's where I stand right now with that 2022 class. Brees, I think you put it you can't accept his fifth year option, so I think you let him play it out next year, and then you put a tag on him and go from there. Depends how he's still playing. And Jermaine, he's coming off an Achilles tear. I think the new regime has to evaluate at the end of next year where he is from an athletic standpoint, 1 year removed from a torn Achilles. I think that's how they got to view it. Chew, pay them both. I mean, there's Sauce. I still don't feel comfortable paying him $25 to $30 million per season. And then as for Garrett, you don't know how much money he's going to ask for. I would pay him for whatever he asks. If he asks for 120, similar with the same contract that Amon-Ra St. Brown got, I think you have to pay Garrett. He's a franchise cornerstone. Not to say Sauce isn't, but Sauce needs to show me something. Garrett's been consistent all 3 years. All 3 years he's been with the Jets. He's been a very consistent player, hitting over 1,000 yards, 3 consecutive seasons. Only Jet to do that. First 3 seasons in the league, hits 1,000 yards. So Garrett's special. I'm not saying that Sauce isn't, but hey, you extend Garrett, you don't extend Sauce. That's a little motive for Sauce to go out, have a bounce back year, and then get paid. There's something to be said for that. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but that's where I stand. Connor Legend, Chris J, appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate your support. Hope you're having a great New Year's Eve here. 2 great core, Sauce, Garrett, Brees, JJ, MC2, a winning core to build around. We still have a few more years before we really need to panic. Garrett, Sauce, JJ all have fifth-year options, which will be picked up in a few weeks once the season ends. MC2 signed on a 3-year, $72 million contract. And Brees is going to play next year, and then you tag them and go from there. I don't think we really need to rush and pay these guys today. I really don't think we need to. You have time. You have them under contract next season, and then you have the 5th-year option with Garrett, Sauce, and Jermaine for 2027. And then you could just tag Brees in 27 and go from there. Now you said Will McDonald, Tip, and Olu. McDonald's had a great year. He's definitely an interesting piece the Jets are going to try to build around from a defensive line standpoint. You have him on one edge. You have Quinnen inside. I think my biggest thing right now is finding someone to play alongside Quinnen Williams. Whether, a Mason Graham is an interesting name. He has a similar skill set to Quinnen. And then who are you going to double, Quinnen or Graham? So Graham's an interesting name to watch in the draft for the Jets. And then who's playing edge? If JJ's able to look rejuvenated off the Achilles next year, and you draft a Mason Graham, I think you're in a good place because then you have McDonald and JJ on the outside, Quinnen and Graham in the middle. I think that's a really, really solid front four. As for Tip and Olu, I think Olu obviously got plantar fasciitis, so he's not going to play on Sunday. But those are 2 really solid players. And overall, the offensive line has 4/5 of it built next season. The Jets have many problems, but for once, it's not the offensive line. One of the biggest problems with this team for the longest time was building a stable offensive line. Now that's not the case. You really have 4 of the 5 starters locked in. Timmon at center, AVT Simpson at guards, Fashanu at left tackle, and then right tackle Gary Zebel's an interesting name out of North Dakota State is a potential 3rd-round pick. But you could bring Morgan Moses back. Morgan Moses has been a warrior. Ideally, I want Moses back as a backup, but there's a case to be made for him to start next season. I mean, he's been playing through injuries all year, and he hasn't been a massive liability. So, yeah, there's something to be said for the way the offensive line is built, and the defensive line is just a piece or 2 away, really. NY Jets Superfan, appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate all of your support. I think I'm going to wrap up here on this show. Appreciate all of your support on this impromptu, massive announcement live stream. Appreciate all of your support. Smash the like button. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I know we promoted the merch store a ton. I mentioned it earlier, though. Let me get the link back. If you want to join the Discord, which we launched about a day or two ago. Actually, no, we launched it yesterday. Please hop in. I know we already have a few you guys in here, but please join it. Exclusive channel updates. You guys share your takes with other Jet fans. Interact with us. Interact with me. It's a great place to do so. Please click that link to join the Discord. I really appreciate all of your support. Smash the like button. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. Have a great rest of your New Year's Eve. Happy New Year to everyone. I am your host, Connor Long, signing off. JTS, Jets, Jets, Jets.